Doing a special episode where we're keeping the artist completely separate from the cook. We can't bring anyone into our bubble. We've got Stacey Kay, Mike Celia, Tafari Anthony, and Sarah Smith. They're each going to give their opinions on operating as a solo artist or operating as a band. A big thank you to our sponsor, High Performance Management Solutions. And we have a new sponsor on board, Factor, the foundation assisting Canadian talent on records. We're going to be using the instrumental version of his song, I Will. You're going to hear it a few times during the episode. Please remember that there are descriptions to all the artists, our sponsors, and anything we're talking about in the description below. We're going to cook 3 pork butts, seasoned exactly the same, but 3 different ways. We're going to do 1 in the smoker, 1 in the oven, and 1 in the slow cooker. Then we're going to pull in neighborhood celebrity and #1 music fan living in Canada, Rochester Mike, and we're going to have him taste it and tell us which he thinks is the best pulled pork.
Also, when you are picking a place to eat, there's always drama when you're in a band.
Cons of being in a band are butting heads.
So here we go. Enjoy. Next up, all the way from BC, is Sarah Smith. Sarah has toured countless times across Canada and Europe. She's been certified gold, and she is a must-see live when things get back to normal. Here's Sarah Smith.
What do I like better, being in a band or being a solo artist? I have done both in my life, so I have some pros and cons of both. Being in a band is super rad because you have a built-in family around you. You have a group of people that can bond to you, that have the same passion of music with you, that can experience the same amazing life experiences with you. You end up feeling like you're in a marriage without all that marriage stuff. You know what I mean? So being in a band is like having an extra family. Being in a band, you have to work together. You have to listen to everyone's opinions. It's a diplomatic system usually where there's never really one leader. It's 4 or 5 people trying to work together, and that can be really hard on bad days. Being in a band is cool because you challenge each other musically. There's usually somebody that becomes like a musical producer in the band that can pick apart different things and can teach you how to be a better musician. And usually I end up choosing people in my bands that just are way beyond my musical level. So it helps me, it brings me up musically, and I learn a lot from the experience. Oh, another great thing about being in a band. What can I say about that? Usually you end up sharing the same sort of life experiences. So if your band is broke, you're broke. So you're not the only one that's broke. If your band is rich, you're rich. And usually that means you're not the only one that's rich. So you learn how to live with each other's life experiences through those experiences together. Now, being a solo artist, you have all control and power. You get to choose what kind of music you play, how you want to sound, what you want to look like, what your promo pictures are going to look like. You get to choose what producer you work with. You get to choose where you put your money. You get to choose where you go in the world to travel. You have all control and power. But there's a bad side to that, and that is called loneliness. And sometimes you end up swimming in a sea of lonely. So I like to choose to be a solo artist with a band. And I do feel that that is really a neat way to look at things, because as a solo artist, I still have the control in my destiny and my future in my career. But I then have a group of musicians and people that also have opinions. And if I like and need opinions, which I usually sometimes do, then I have other people that I can ask for those opinions. I do sometimes feel like I have a family around me when I have a band, even as a solo artist. But sometimes I don't, and sometimes I feel selfish, and sometimes I feel like I'm a bad person because I want to have the final say in things. So there comes a little bit of guilt with being a solo artist. Sometimes that guilt is worth it, just to know that whatever I want to do, I can do. Whenever I want to do it, I can do it. Whatever music I want to put out, I can do it. I have the final say. So for that regard, what's better, being in a band or being a solo artist? I'm going to say being a solo artist.
final guest is a pop singer from Toronto who has just dropped a new album. He's not just a singer, he's an incredible singer. Here is the talented Tafari Anthony.
I've only been a part of one band so far, and I didn't have to do anything but just sing. As a solo artist, though, I have to worry about where my money is coming from. I have to worry about who I can work with, finding producers. I have to worry about, is the music good enough? It's a lot of things, but the trade-off is I do make all the decisions myself. So if I don't want to do something, I don't have to do it. If I don't want to pay for something, I don't have to do it. I don't have to answer to anybody else to decide on what actually happens with my music. So that's good, I guess. But I mean, it would be nice to have someone else to, take care of some of these tasks. So maybe like, one person in the band, does all the tour stuff. One person in the band takes care of accounting. One person in the band takes care of all the social media. Like, it would be nice. But on the flip side, I'm sure having all those hands in the pot could also be a little crazy. Yeah, I mean, when personalities get into the mix, it's like, what do you do? All of a sudden now you have like 3 or 4 people who have to kind of all say yes to an opportunity for you guys to do it, as opposed to by myself. I can just be like, well, this opportunity came up. It may not be a lot of money, but I'm going to do it. As opposed to if it's a full band, it's like everyone's kind of got to agree that, this is something that we all want to do. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. So since I've only been a solo artist, I'm going to say I prefer being a solo artist, but I would like some help. Please, somebody help me.
So I'm going to pull the oven butt because we're at 194. It's pulling apart just with the thermometer. Yeah, we're going to pull it now and let it rest for now. There we are, all 3 butts. We've got our slow cooker, our oven butt, and our smoked butt. Alright, so we're going to pull the smoked butt. Go ahead and...
First of all, look at that. Look how tender that is.
You made that cutting board?
I certainly did.
What kind of wood?
That is red oak.
What's the process?
Really? I thought this was a cooking show.
Pulling right apart.
Well, I think the competition's already over.
Look who else is interested. Ah. This is our oven butt.
This is nice and tender too, though. Look at that.
Falling right off the bone. Okay, and then this is our slow cooker butt. This is the one we're most concerned about because it took the longest to get up to temperature, and it was sitting in a whole lot of water. We didn't add any moisture to it, but just all the moisture came out of the butt. And
So right away you can tell it's not nearly as tender.
the bone still falls out though.
Yeah, it's tight around the bone, but still falling apart. This one's not bad.
Okay, I'm gonna call Mike. Get him over here to test this out for us.
Rochester Mike.
Yeah, the Red Bulls are sauce. So let's start with the non-sauce first, and get your thoughts on each one.
Okay.
Tell us which one's your best.
Yeah.
Very tender.
Okay.
Good cook, very similar. They're all very tender for being dry.
Too dry?
No, just
Oh,
for the
okay.
dry, no sauce. Super tender, good flavor. They're very similar. All cooked perfectly though. Very tender. Cleanse my palate. All right, so are we switching these out?
Yep. Which one did you pick?
The center.
Center one? Okay.
But they were very similar. These look all familiar, very similar as well. I feel like I'm getting pranked here.
No. This is a science experiment.
Excellent sauce on this one. That's really good. Again, great sauce on both. think I prefer the first one. Not quite sure. I might have to have a second taste here. It's between the first and the third. They're all so similar. They're all cooked great. Let's try to get a different sauce on this one. These are sweeter. This is more smoky. Try this one again. Third ones are my favorite. And I'd say, as far as the dry ones go, the center one was my favorite.
All right.
Okay.
There we go.
I think I was getting punked because it's all of it was very similar. So, super similar. It was hard to tell the difference. Yeah.
All right, wacky Canadian things.
Baby aspirin. Why are they so freaking expensive? $7 a bottle when you can go to the States and get it for 99 cents. Why? Tell me. Chicken wings. Is there golden chicken up here or something? I'm spending $17, $16.99 for 7 chicken wings. Oh, the extra $1 because they're breaded. Give me a break. Go over the border, go to Duff's, get some good wings. I love living in Canada. You just need to not act like a third world country. Make the vaccine here, please.